Okay, so welcome everybody to this week's call, and what a dynamic call it's going to be. So Dr. Joseph Ahrens, I would like to welcome you. Somebody's muted, sorry. And also John Haremza, Crown Ambassador for Valentis. We welcome you as well. And I'd like to hand this over to Dr. Ahrens as both Dr. Ahrens and John talk about Emulin, and we talk about the impact that it's had on John's life personally, and then they will have a discussion in regards to what the future of Emulin looks like. So I'll hand it over to you, Dr. Ahrens, and welcome to both of you.
Well, I'm really thankful to be here tonight. This Thursday, we have a little bit of an earlier schedule today to accommodate everybody that's got things going on. Please check your schedules in the future to see when the time is. We probably will keep this time slot, or it might get adjusted. We just have to be flexible there. Do you know, I'd like to tell a little story myself. 2-3 years ago, I was beating around in Canada and hawking Emulin, and somebody told me, you know, you really need to meet this guy here, John Haremza. And I'm going to, y'all are both going to go up and have a talk. So why don't you spend a little time with each other? And well, we actually didn't plan to have time together, but we got trapped on a ferry together for about a half an hour and just got to know each other. And you know, who is John Haremza? Well, I don't know. I heard he was the best shoe salesman in the world. Could sell refrigerators to Eskimos. Well, what he is a ball of energy. This guy goes around the clock, 24 hours. I don't think he sleeps. He actually moved recently so he could even be closer to the center of action, the things he was doing. We have conferences out in Las Vegas. Look at that beautiful house there behind him. Guys, that's a real house. It's not a fake picture like behind me. That's the real deal. And he's just fully engaged in changing people's lives. And he's primarily a professor of network marketing, MLM. He loves to tell his story. Anybody can do it. And, you know, he tells this on himself, but I'm going to tell it to him. This guy grew up not even knowing how to read, guys. Anybody can do this. And he is that diversity that he overcame has just actually been a power in his life. And he shares that story with every other person. So, you know, John, I met you and you were all about MLM, and I was just getting to know MLM business, trying to figure out if the product that I had made recently, Emulin, was a good fit. And, you know, you're one of those people that convinced me, wow, this is the place, the ship that I need to get on. And well, tell what your initial feelings were about that product, Emulin, and just take it from there.
Okay, well, thank you, Joe. And you know, one of the things I just want to say is I just want to, you know, share how much I appreciate you and your willingness to just, you know, provide information and give back to the distributor base, because this is a business, like you just said, it's a business of telling stories and empowering the people. You know, in traditional medicine, you can't get to talk with a doctor unless you know, have an appointment, and then it's minutes and it's waiting in a waiting room, you know, to see him for a moment. And you just are so giving of your time because of your belief and passion about, you know, the product you have, and of course, you know, wanting to just help people. And so just want to thank you for that. And I really believe, because this business, network marketing, is all about belief, right? People by people, passion, posture, belief, enthusiasm about what it is we're doing that attracts or influence others. And it's these types of settings, this testimonial, the product knowledge, giving people, you and I did a call last week, I think it was, with about 50 people. And you were kind of, you know, being real, you know, I guess kind of broad brush. And I said, hey, this is a group of people that love the science. Please get into it, get into the science. And I came out of that call again, just reinvigorated about the incredible power of Emulin and the science behind it, the way you answered those questions and shared some of the history and the background of the product. And so, you know, guys, I've been 32 years in this industry of network marketing, and honest to God, the Emulin product is the product that in my 32 years of network marketing, I have had personally the most significant testimonial, right? I mean, I've had testimonials, the copies help me, with weight or different products that I've taken. But from a standpoint of having a major improvement in a problem, okay, the Emulin has impacted my life more than any other product that I've ever taken in my 32 years within this industry of network marketing. And so let me just share that story with you. First off, this was the end of 2018. End of 2018. I don't think, Joe, we had connected with you yet. I think it was the spring of 2019 when we got Emulin, wasn't it?
Yes.
I believe so. Yeah. So, Valentis is growing, and we've got some stuff happening the end of 2018. And my shoulder was killing me. And I was going in getting cortisone. Is it cortisone or cortisol? What do you call it? Is it
Cortisone.
Cortisone. I was getting cortisone in one of my shoulders, and my other shoulder bothered me too, but the one shoulder I was getting cortisone shots. Well, after my third shot, this was towards the end of 2018, the doctor says, we need to do an MRI. I can't just keep giving you these shots. We need to see what's going on in there. They did an MRI. They came back and said, my rotator cuff was torn an inch, and it's still repairable. And I said, okay, well, what does that entail? And they said, well, we stretch it and screw it back in. And, it's the recovery time on it is awful. And keep in mind, we're just about ready. We're just starting to explode with Valentis. Emulin didn't exist yet, and at least for Valentis. And I'm just like, they were talking 6 months, my arm is strapped to my body. And so I didn't want to do it. He wanted to get me in next week. I'm like, you're talking about strapping my arm to my body for 6 months. I need to get ready for this, right? He wanted to get me in next week. And so I went and got a second opinion. And when I went and got the second opinion, I talked to that doctor. They did this. This was a completely different medical facility. And so they did their own MRI. And he said, yes, it's torn and it can definitely be repaired, with the surgery, but they don't always work and they only last like 10 years. And if you can manage the pain and I can help you do that, we could nurse this thing along for, 8-10 years and get a shoulder replacement, because that's less recovery time and ultimately going to give you a better result. And so I was getting, and not only that, I was complaining about my other shoulder. He did a CAT scan or a CT scan on that as well. Found out that rotator cuff was completely gone. He said, I don't even know how you're moving your arm. But both shoulders hurt. So at that point, I was going in every 6 months, getting a cortisone shot in both of my shoulders every 3 months, because that was the most they could do. And by the time I got to the third month, I'm like just counting the days to get my shot again. And so I was getting this. And then, the Emulin came out the spring of 2019, it wasn't out yet, but we were able to get our hands on it. And I started taking it. And all of a sudden I go in and to get a shot, and he says, what's your pain level on a scale of 1 to 10? And I says, it's not really that bad. And he says, well, maybe we should wait and see how it goes. I haven't had a shot now, and it will be almost a year and a half this May. It'll almost be a year and a half since I've had a shot. And, I'm careful, but and it might ache once in a while, but I've got, complete movement. I'm careful with lifting things and different things like that, but I've always been, since I had the problem. The only thing that I've done different is the Emulin. And so I believe, so that's one story that I've had. And then, I ended up having some blood sugar issues, and I was taking, Emulin M. And then you told me that I should take Emulin C if I have blood sugar issues. So the Emulin C, not only my shoulder pain, but it's now helped me, manage and control my blood sugars as well. And I believe it's one of the most powerful products within the industry of network marketing. It's a product, just like you hear my story, it's a product that needs a story told about it. But scientifically, because in my years of in this industry, you know, a lot of companies talk about their studies, a lot of companies talk about their research, and then you dig down, you find out it's on ingredients, third-party studies on ingredients within the product. And, you know, when I learned that you have a study on Emulin itself, you know, a clinical study published in a peer medical journal, I think it's probably one of the only products within the industry of network marketing that has that type of scientific documentation on the product itself, not just on ingredients, but on the actual physical product itself. So from a belief standpoint, my belief's off the charts and what that product will do. I also take the 24/7. I take the PM every night, helps me sleep, and I take the AM formula every morning. I take 2 of each every day. You know, I'm as consistent on the Emulin and the AM/PM formula than I am on anything that I've probably ever done in my life. Because, and if I do go, you know, a little bit of, you know, time without taking it, you know, miss a day or two, I feel the pain starting to come back. So I'm religious on the product.
Well, that's a pretty good story. You know, when I first met you, I didn't know that you were having any of those problems. You're a pretty big boy there. How much do you take?
I take 2 every morning. Okay, every morning I take 2, and I probably take another 6 throughout the day. Sometimes 4 to 6. So I'm taking, on average, I'm taking minimum of 6 a day, and maybe on some days I might take as much as 8.
Well, when you do have a problem you're trying to address, you do need to flood your body with that Emulin. Once you get, you're actually going to get better enough where you can drop that amount down. I do see that you're going to be able to do that. You know, people, we're told all our life that we can't rebuild cartilage, and it's just too bad. You're going to have to get joints replaced. And, you know, you can't just stay out of those joints, John. So you need to have your joints working. But you can do it. Your body is amazing, amazing. And Emulin supports your immune system. So what is immune? People hear immune, they say, oh, it's about colds and flu. No, the immune system is what starts everything. It's the thing that starts the wound repair. It recognizes bee stings. It recognizes other poisons, a splinter. It also recognizes torn cartilage. When your cartilage tears, it puts out chemicals in your bloodstream, and your immune system comes on there to try to clean up all the broken parts and then put in what you need and rebuild that scaffolding. I've had experiences in my own family like that. I didn't even know they were taking Emulin. I had an uncle who went in for a knee replacement, and a month before, he said, I'm getting my knee done. And I said, well, I want you to take this Emulin. It won't hurt. It's made out of plants. And when he did go back to the doctor, they took an MRI to get ready to see where they're going to cut. And the guy says, I don't believe this. There's something wrong. You have complete cartilage in that knee. We don't need to do any knee replacement. And I was amazed. That was one of the first times I ever heard of one of people taking Emulin and their joints being rebuilt. But it's happened over and over now. And, you know, bones repairing themselves half the time. Well, it's not speeding up bone repair, John. It's not actually doing anything extra. This is really, the story is that this stuff is supposed to be in our diet, and we just don't get enough. We're not coming with some crazy thing from the Mojave Desert that humans never ate. No, this stuff is coming out of onions and grapes and things like that we just don't get enough because our diets have changed. The modern diet is pretty weak in the right minerals and vitamins. And most people don't even know that we should be eating these flavonoids. You know, we talk about, John, about flavonoid deficiency syndrome. I think that's a real easy thing to talk about. It's like you're lacking a vitamin. You're lacking the flavonoids. And the only research that we did is that we did the research that told us which of those flavonoids and what concentration and what ratio were the best for your body. That's really all we did. Flavonoids already in citrus and things like that. So that's really the story. So John, did you ever have any upset stomach from taking this product?
No, I haven't had any upset stomach. I would be interested, and I probably need to do it, is I should go back in and get a CT scan to see, you know, because I remember it was a year ago, in March, we were at Sioux Falls, and I was telling you my story then, and you were telling me that what you said. You were telling me that the cartilage will actually repair itself, because I was told by my doctor that it will not repair itself. That the only solution is going to be surgery, or a shoulder replacement. And I mean, here I am, now 2 years later, and my shoulders are as good as they've ever been since I've had the issue, and have very little restriction. And yes, like I said, I'm careful, but it'd be interesting to see what they look like right now, what that CT scan might look like.
Yeah, because, somebody could say, well, Emily just dulled the pain or something. Well, that's ridiculous. I know how it works. It actually is causing your body to gather the cartilage molecules that you need and to put them back in a scaffold and rebuild those joints. And it's just like any other problem people have, whether, you get hurt like you did. A lot of times people's immune system will overact, and instead of repairing themselves, they start eating up. And then that's where you get rheumatoid arthritis. Your body actually goes to repair your joints, but instead it attacks your own tissue. So Emulin is a manager of the immune system, a supporter of the immune system. And it's a real simple process. It looks like it's a miracle. Okay, it helps with weight loss. It helps with high blood sugar. It helps with asthma. It helps with arthritis. No, it's actually focused on your immune system. And actually, carbohydrates have a lot to do with your immune system. They're a poison on them by themselves. Refined sugar, immune system, inflammation. And Emulin goes in there and tells it how to act, how it manages it. John, I'm really pleased that you're on here. Jackie, maybe we can take just one or two questions that somebody might have. Let's see, we only have a short time tonight. We just got 10 minutes left. Maybe we can take one or two questions for John or myself, and then we'll bid adieu.
Well, Dr. Ahrens, firstly, I want to say thank you. But John, what an amazing testimonial. And I have got a question for you. It is business, Dr. Ahrens, so I hope it's okay, because I really want to see what your thoughts are as going into the future, with your own personal thoughts as to where you see this product heading, and how many people that you believe that this has the potential to be able to touch within network marketing, John.
Well, I mean, this is a product, as Dr. Joe talks about, everyone needs. I mean, it's a preventative product, and there's things going on in our body with inflammation, with the over amount of sugars that we all eat. We all do, for the most part. 99% of the people do. So it should be a must-take product for everyone to improve their overall health. So the market is enormous, and that's why this vehicle is so powerful. It's the challenge that we have with our vehicle is being able to tell the real truth, right? Because the real truth is too good. The real truth is too good. And, regulators and stuff don't like that. But, I hope my testimony was compliant tonight. I don't know if it was or not. It's what I experienced. It is what had happened to me. And so I believe it is. But everybody needs to know about this. It can help everybody. And so we should be screaming it from the tallest towers. And you should be feeling 10 foot tall and bulletproof, because no one else in the industry has got something like this. We have it. No one else has it.
Well, I always sneak those disclaimers in there. Just what I said, while Emulin does not do all these things. It's actually supporting the immune system. We do not heal anything. We don't fix any diseases or nothing like that. We support the body's immune system, and it's your body that actually does that. So, John, I know you say that everybody is a potential user of Emulin. Yeah, they're not potential. They should be on it. This is just like vitamin C, vitamin D. Everyone needs it. Do you need to take it the rest of your life? Of course you do. Just like you have to have enough vitamin C every day, vitamin D every day. And when you get a cold, you might bump up your vitamin C or something. Just like when you have trouble, bump up your Emulin, and then go back to a maintenance amount of a couple of capsules a day. The MLM, the direct way to approach people like this, through the network, this is the way to do it. We've been knocked down on this COVID stuff here, pandemic, where we've lost a lot of that one-on-one personal interaction that you talked about. But I am convinced that's the way to do it. And I think it's true. Maybe you can tell us that Valentis is really going to push this pandemic's getting over pretty soon here, and they're really going to do a blowout.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I believe that we're on the verge of doing a repeat and beyond of what happened in 2019, this explosion of growth. And I really believe one of the pathways that we have to go down to help is we need to educate more. We need to get the science and the power of these products, because without being, it's just like we came off of that last week or 10 days ago, whenever we did that Zoom with that new group. I mean, I left that reinvigorated about just being reminded about the incredible science and the power of what Emulin is. And so it's what you're doing here on a call like this. We need to do more of this stuff. We need to get the word out. We need to educate and arm our distributors so they understand what they have, so they can effectively help people understand what it is and how it can help them. So.
Okay, Jackie.
Okay, well, look, there was one question in here, Dr. Ahrens, and it's probably something that's a regular question, is in regards to when we are looking at Emulin as to whether we can mix it in with food, because not everybody is able to take the capsule for one reason or another. So, and one of the things, just to clarify it, is can we actually put the food into food that's hot or heated, or does it lose its benefits because it is in food that's heated?
Oh, it works really well with heated food in particular. When we started out, we had a choice of several flavonoids, and we chose the ones that were heat stable. You could actually bake it. You could bake it into cookies, bake it into pies, however you want. So it's completely heat stable. And unlike a lot of other flavonoids that are with the green tea, for instance, these are shelf stable and they don't oxidize. So yes, you can mix it in with food. They are foods, so you can mix it right in there. I myself, when usually in the early afternoon, I make up myself a type of protein shake, and I throw in Emulin right in there, blend it up, take it with, it's got bananas and mango in it. Yeah, you can do that easily. So I want to remind us that we're getting really tight here on time, and there's another call that is at the bottom of the hour.
Yeah,
at the top now.
So Dr. Ahrens, just one more question, and this is something that comes up, and I really would like you to clarify this. That is Emulin C a blood thinner?
Emulin C is not much of a blood thinner at all. The quercetin in Emulin is minuscule. It's like 2%, 1% of that capsule is quercetin. Now on the M, it is 10%. And quercetin can thin your blood. If you took it, you would not need a blood thinner. That's one of the reasons people get blood thinners. One of the reasons they get clots. They do not have enough of these flavonoids in their diet to keep their blood thin. But if you're going in for surgery, doctors usually will tell you, do not eat onions and garlic before the surgery. Not because you're going to stink the place up, but because garlic and onions have a lot of quercetin in them, and they will thin your blood, and you would bleed a little more during surgery. So you should avoid Emulin a week before any surgery. And then right after, a day or so after, you should take it again, because it will help the wound repair itself. If you're on already some blood thinners like rat poison, warfarin, talk to your doctor about it and tell him that I'm taking this Emulin, and this C is 1% quercetin. So that's 2.5 milligrams.
Okay, all right. Well, we are going to wrap up this call because we are sticking to the 30 minutes. So I do want to thank you so much, John, for being able to come and join us today and share your testimonial, because it's through personal testimonials like this that they tell stories. And to be able to tell somebody else's story, we can't do that, but you're the one that has the ability to do that. So just as a disclaimer here, Emulin is there to support and assist you and help you to manage in symptoms that you do have. So, what we have with what John shared today, it is his personal journey that he has shared. So any information that you're wanting on Dr. Joseph Ahrens' Facebook page, like everything is in there for you to go back and have a look at. You can go to his YouTube channel, and any questions that you have, just please send them into info@drjosephahrens.com, because he will get back to you. And there is so much valuable information already in the Facebook page that you can go and have access to. So we do thank you for sharing that page and inviting your people into that safe place, because it is all about education. But what we do ask you as well, very briefly, if you want to have a topic discussed and you'd like something to be delivered on the day, let us know in advance. And then we can bring another doctor on even to share with Dr. Ahrens. So John, if you have people that you would like to have co-present with Dr. Ahrens, please let us know, because this page is for you. Like, this group is actually for you, to help you, to educate you in general health and well-being, but how we can bring in Dr. Ahrens' products as well. But primarily it is about general health and well-being. So is there anything you'd like to say before we leave, Dr. Ahrens? You're okay? I think you're on mute.
I do appreciate everybody coming here, being here tonight, and a change of schedule. And I do want to get this product out. It's my driver. It's my driver. And I think that Valentis is the ship. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody. So we'll see you next week, and get ready to jump onto the calls that are following through.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you.